Picture this for just a moment. You're sitting in your favorite chair at home, maybe watching television, maybe reading, or simply enjoying the quiet of the evening. Suddenly, something doesn't feel right. Your chest begins to tighten, a heavy pressure builds, and your breath feels shorter with every passing second. A cold sweat runs down your face. Your heart races, and deep down, you know, this is not just indigestion. This is something serious. Now here's the frightening part, you're completely alone. No one is there to call your name, no one is there to dial 911 for you, no one is there to hold your hand. Just you, your body, and those first 10 seconds that could mean the difference between life and death. What would you do? Would you know how to save yourself in that exact moment? Every single year, countless seniors face this exact scenario. And tragically, many don't survive. Not because help was impossible, but because those precious seconds slipped away without the right action. It's not about strength, it's not about luck, it's about knowing what to do before panic takes over. And that's why this video matters. In the next few minutes, you're going to learn practical, life-saving steps that could give you the best fighting chance if a heart attack strikes while you're alone. We'll talk about the hidden warning signs most people ignore. We'll clear up some of the biggest myths that could cost you precious time. And most importantly, I'll share with you a simple method that can help keep you alive long enough for help to arrive. So before we dive deeper, I want to ask you something. Be honest with yourself. Would you know what to do if a heart attack struck you right now, in this very moment, while you were all by yourself? Drop your answer in the comments below. I want to hear your thoughts. And while you're here, make sure you subscribe to Elderly Wisdom Tips, because sometimes, the right knowledge at the right time is exactly what saves a life. Let me tell you a story. Think of Mr. Johnson, a 72-year-old retiree. A kind man, always smiling, always ready with a joke. One evening after dinner, he felt a little discomfort in his chest. Nothing sharp, nothing dramatic, just a strange tightness. He told himself it was probably indigestion. Maybe too much spice in the stew. He ignored it, poured himself a glass of water, and went about his evening. But hours later, Mr. Johnson collapsed. By the time help arrived, it was too late. What seemed like a harmless stomach issue turned out to be the early whisper of a heart attack. A whisper that grew louder until it silenced him forever. This is the reality that so many seniors face. Heart attacks don't always storm in like the movies show, with someone clutching their chest and falling to the ground. No. More often, they creep in quietly, disguising themselves as everyday aches and discomforts. A dull ache in your jaw. A strange pressure in your back. Nausea that feels like a bad meal. Lightheadedness when you stand up. Or a fatigue so deep that even lifting a cup of tea feels like work. These are not just random signs of age. They can be your body's way of screaming for attention in the softest voice possible. Yet, too often, they're brushed aside. How many times have you said to yourself, "I'm just tired. I'm just getting older. I'll be fine after some rest"? That simple act of dismissal, that shrug of the shoulders, can cost you the most precious thing of all, time. And time is what the heart needs most in a crisis. Every minute without attention allows more damage to the heart muscle. Every second matters. So here's what I want you to remember: if you feel something that is out of the ordinary, something that doesn't match your usual aches, something that lingers, something that feels different, do not ignore it. Do not excuse it as age. Do not convince yourself that it's nothing. Your body knows when something is wrong, and it's begging you to listen. When you recognize those warning signs early, you give yourself a chance. You give your family a chance. You give your heart the fight it needs to keep you alive. But here's the pressing question: what happens if the signs progress quickly? What happens if you don't just feel uneasy, but you know, deep inside, that the heart attack has begun? What if you're alone, and the crushing pain strikes right now? That's when the next step becomes your lifeline, the second survival steps that could help you hold on until help arrives. Picture this with me. You're sitting alone in your living room. The television hums in the background, maybe the evening news, maybe a favorite show. Then suddenly, sharp pain shoots through your chest. It feels heavy, crushing, almost like an elephant is sitting on you. Your breathing becomes shallow. Your arms feel weak. Deep down, you know this isn't just discomfort anymore. This is serious. This is a heart attack. What do you do in that exact moment? You can't just wait and hope it passes. You can't tell yourself it will go away on its own. You have to act, and you have to act immediately. Some experts suggest a technique known as cough CPR. It's not a cure, and it's not a replacement for professional medical help, but in some situations, it may help keep your blood moving for a little while longer. The idea is simple: take a deep breath, then cough hard, like you're trying to clear something stuck in your throat, once every couple of seconds. That forceful cough can momentarily squeeze your chest, helping your heart pump blood until help arrives. Again, it's not guaranteed. It's not a substitute for treatment. But when you are alone and seconds feel like hours, this small action might help you stay conscious. Here's where many people make a dangerous mistake. They think lying down and staying perfectly still is the safest option. But the truth is, collapsing onto the floor without a plan can rob your body of oxygen even faster. Instead, try to stay upright if you can, leaning slightly forward, and focus on slow, steady breaths. Sitting up helps keep blood flowing and makes breathing easier than lying flat. The first and most important thing you must do is call emergency services immediately. Don't hesitate, don't convince yourself to wait it out. Grab your phone, dial, and put it on speaker so you can keep your hands free. If possible, unlock your front door or leave it ajar. That simple step can save paramedics precious minutes when they arrive. If you have medical records, a list of medications, or emergency contacts, keep them in an easy-to-reach spot. On a table near your chair, or even taped to the refrigerator. Some seniors already do this, and it makes all the difference when every second counts. Once you've called for help and done what you can to prepare, the next battle begins, not against your body, but against your mind. Because in those frantic moments, fear takes over. Panic clouds your judgment. And if you let panic win, it can make the situation even worse. That's why the next step, staying calm under pressure, isn't just important. It could be the very thing that keeps you alive. Now imagine this moment. Your heart is pounding so hard it feels like it's about to burst. The pain in your chest is sharp, squeezing, relentless. Your thoughts are spiraling out of control. A voice inside your head keeps shouting, "This is it, this is the end." And the fear alone, is enough to make you feel like you're losing the fight before it's even begun. But here's something most people don't realize: fear itself can be just as dangerous as the heart attack. When you panic, your body releases stress hormones like adrenaline. That sudden surge makes your heart beat even faster. It raises your blood pressure. It forces your heart to work harder at the very moment it needs to conserve its strength. In other words, panic feeds the problem. This is where so many people make a mistake. Some believe that if they shout loudly, pace the room, or move around quickly, they'll somehow shake it off. But the truth is, those frantic actions can push your heart past its breaking point. Energy you waste on panic is energy your heart desperately needs to keep you alive. What your body needs most in those critical minutes is calm. And calm doesn't mean pretending nothing is wrong. Calm means steadying yourself, keeping control over your breath, and giving your heart the best chance to hold on until help arrives. Here's how you can do it. First, focus on your breathing. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Count each breath, 1, 2, 3, 4. That rhythm keeps your mind anchored and slows down the chaos inside you. Second, keep your movements slow. Don't pace, don't fidget. If you must move, do it deliberately and gently. Third, remind yourself, out loud if you need to, that help is already on the way. You've called. The ambulance is coming. Every second you remain calm is a second closer to survival. Think of it like this: a calm mind is a shield for a struggling heart. You can't control the attack itself, but you can control how your body responds to it. And that control can be the difference between fainting before help arrives, and staying conscious long enough to explain your symptoms to the paramedics. But calmness alone isn't enough. Staying calm is powerful in the moment, but what about before the crisis ever begins? That's where true survival starts. Because preparation done today could be the very thing that saves your life tomorrow. Let me share with you the story of Mrs. Lopez. She was an 80-year-old widow, living alone in a small but cozy apartment. A woman of quiet strength. She had one habit that might seem small, but it saved her life. She kept her emergency contacts, her doctor's number, and a list of her medications taped right to her refrigerator door. One afternoon, she collapsed in her kitchen. By the time paramedics arrived, they didn't need to waste a single second asking questions or searching for information. It was all right there. They knew what medicines she was on, who to call, and what to do first. That simple piece of paper on her fridge gave her the time she needed to survive. That's the power of preparation. It doesn't stop the heart attack from happening, but it reduces panic, both for you and for the people rushing to help you. And in an emergency, every second counts. The truth is, those few minutes of chaos can either work against you, or, if you've prepared, they can work in your favor. The biggest mistake many people make is believing an emergency won't happen to them. Maybe you've even thought it yourself: I'm careful, I eat healthy, I don't need to worry. Or maybe you've told yourself, if it comes, I'll deal with it then. But reality doesn't wait for us to be ready. Emergencies don't knock politely before they enter. They strike suddenly, without warning, often when we least expect them. And when they do, it's the steps you've taken ahead of time that can tip the balance between life and loss. So, what can you do right now? Start simple. Keep a clear list of your medications, your medical conditions, and your emergency contacts in a place where anyone can find it instantly, on the fridge, beside the phone, even in your wallet. Share your key lock code or a spare key with a trusted neighbor or family member. Make sure someone close by can get to you if the worst happens. And always keep a phone within reach, by your bedside, in your pocket, or close to your chair. A phone out of reach in a crisis might as well not exist at all. Preparation is not about living in fear. It's about living with wisdom. It's about saying, if the storm comes, I'm ready. But even with preparation, the road after a heart attack can be long and difficult. Which is why something just as important as preparation must come into play: the power of your mindset. Some survivors will tell you that what saved them wasn't just medicine or paramedics. It was something far less visible, but just as powerful: their mindset. They refused to give up. Even when the pain in their chest felt unbearable, even when their vision blurred and every second felt like an eternity, they held on to one thought: I will make it through this. That determination, that will to fight, bought them precious minutes until help arrived. Now let's be clear, a strong mindset won't cure a heart attack. It won't magically repair clogged arteries. But what it can do is keep you conscious longer, help you stay focused enough to breathe steadily, and allow you to communicate clearly with first responders when they arrive. Those small things can have a huge impact on your chances of survival and recovery. The mistake many people make is believing survival is purely luck, like rolling the dice. And yes, chance plays a role. But it isn't just luck. Awareness, quick action, and mental strength tip the odds in your favor. Knowing the warning signs, knowing the survival steps, preparing your home, and then meeting the moment with a calm, steady mindset, that's not luck. That's wisdom in action. So here's the practical truth: you must commit today. Learn these steps now, before you ever need them. Practice them in your mind, so they become second nature. Imagine what you'd do if the pain struck while you were alone. Picture yourself grabbing your phone, dialing for help, unlocking the door, focusing on your breathing. Picture yourself staying calm, refusing to give in, reminding yourself, help is coming. I just need to hold on. When you rehearse these steps mentally, you strip away some of the fear. You're not caught off guard, you're ready. And that readiness, that awareness, might be the one thing that makes the difference when seconds matter most. Because at the end of the day, mindset is not just about hope, it's about survival. And survival, especially in those lonely, frightening moments, begins in your mind. Facing a heart attack alone is, without question, one of the scariest moments a person can experience. And for seniors, it can feel even more isolating. The silence of the room becomes louder, the ticking of the clock feels heavier, and the thought creeps in, what if no one finds me in time? That fear is real. That loneliness is real. And it's something too many people carry quietly in the back of their minds. But here's what I want you to remember: knowledge changes everything. Knowledge takes fear by the hand and turns it into preparedness. Where there was once helplessness, there is now a plan. You are not just waiting for fate to decide. You are armed with awareness, with steps, with actions that can keep you alive. Instead of sinking into panic, you now know exactly what to do. That changes the story completely. And preparation is not just about you, it's also about the people who love you. Every time you check in on your body's signals instead of brushing them aside, you are giving your family more time with you. Every time you share these tips with a friend or a neighbor, you are spreading protection far beyond yourself. Preparation is not fear. Preparation is love. Love for your own life, and love for the people who would miss you if you were gone. So let me encourage you, don't just listen to these words. Put them into action. Check your body. Don't ignore fatigue that feels unusual. Don't explain away pain that keeps returning. Keep your emergency information ready. Keep your phone close. And share this knowledge, because the wisdom you carry today could save not just your life, but someone else's tomorrow. And here's the most important reassurance: even if you face this storm alone, you are never truly powerless. You carry within you the strength, the awareness, and the will to hold on. A heart attack may come suddenly, but you are not without weapons. You have the power to act. You have the power to prepare. You have the power to survive. Let's bring everything together. We uncovered the hidden warning signs that so many people mistake for something minor. We looked at the 10-second survival steps that can keep you conscious while waiting for help. We explored how staying calm under pressure is not weakness, but strength. We talked about preparing before a crisis. Because planning today can save your life tomorrow. And finally, we touched on the power of mindset, that inner decision to hold on and fight, even when fear whispers otherwise. Now, I want to turn this over to you. Which of these steps surprised you the most? Was it the subtle warning signs? The importance of preparation? Or maybe the reminder that your mindset matters just as much as your body? Take a moment to share your thoughts in the comments. And if you've ever faced something like this yourself, or know someone who has, your story could inspire and prepare another person watching today. We don't just learn from information, we learn from each other's life experiences. If this video gave you even one new piece of knowledge, I invite you to join our community by subscribing to Elderly Wisdom Tips. Every day, we share practical, life-saving insights tailored for seniors, caregivers, and families. These aren't just tips, they are tools to protect your health, your independence, and your peace of mind. Thank you for being here today, for taking time to invest in your health, and for choosing preparation over fear. Stay safe, stay prepared, and remember, within you lies more strength, more resilience, and more wisdom than you sometimes give yourself credit for. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.